Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ZTANK99 Grand Final show. And it's great to see that we have a full house in attendance. All right, so usually with these opening monologues, we're gonna throw around a few jokes tonight. So been practicing really hard, so hopefully you like them. The West Tigers 2022 NRL season. All right, let me just look for another one. Here's one. How does Adam O'Brien change a light bulb? He lifts a light bulb in the air and the world proceeds to revolve around him. What do you get when you cross shit decisions, questionable selections, and a lot of Sydney players? The New South Wales Blues team. Anyways, there we go. Very funny jokes to start off the night. We've got plenty of stuff to go into, but first, we're going to cross over into an interesting report surrounding the mascots. Take it away. There are many ways to test on whether or not a mascot is good at its job or not. But I feel like with the method that I've just established for this video, it would actually be the best method, and really, we could truly find out who is the best NRL mascot as we go into NRL mascot smash or pass. So starting off with obviously the first thing, we're going to go to the Brisbane Broncos, who have used a couple, but it's going to be known as Buck the Bronco, as you see pictured here. A little bit of an old photo because it's the old WOW sponsorship, but you got to say, very masculine looking. Obviously, there's most of the time it's actually just a regular horse, and personally, I'm not into that because that's bestiality, but I feel like mascot form, I think, works really well. Very muscular, almost human-like, but not as much. But, I feel like very, very sturdy, very good hands. Members probably massive, so I'm going to put Buck the Bronco in indefinite smash. Now we go over to the Canberra Raiders as we look at Victor. This is Victor. Obviously, again, very much got muscles. He's actually a human, so that actually kind of helps. He's got camera. He's with a big lens, to say the least. Maybe he's trying to compensate for something we do not know. Or he could just be a part of the ever-elusive porn industry in Canberra, as some of the people are very aware of. But, again, it's just really he's a man, knows how to good time, can raid anyone's village if you can read between the lines. So I feel like it is going to be a smash as well. I think it's going to be a bit high. It's actually going to be higher than Buck the Bronco because purely human sake. Now we go to the Canterbury Bulldogs, and there's actually a bit of interest because there is a couple of them. There's three actually. There's Spike, George, and Brutus. The Bulldogs, obviously, but I don't know. It's hard to say because I feel like I probably wouldn't be the only person looking into it. It's hard to say. Probably Mitchell Pearce. I'm gonna say pass, controversially. I know, doggy style, but it's like you gotta do a bit more than that, really. Now you come to the Cronulla Sharks, and you've got two men. Sharks is you've got MC, Hammerhead, and Reefy. So I'd say past MC Hammerhead. One, shit joke. Two, just Jesus Christ, look at him. Reefy looks alright, but again, it's like, Shark Week jokes, probably votes right wing. Yeah, he probably has some interesting views on it's Cronulla, of course, so not going to have exactly that great a view of anyone who's not white. So I'm probably going to go for a, if I just can actually go straight this, I'm going to go as a bit of a hard pass because I feel like, you don't bring up politics at the dinner table, but Reefy definitely seems like the one who would. Now we go to the Gold Coast Titans as we go and see Blade. Blade's actually very much still active. I know there's some of the mascots aren't really as active anymore, but Blade's very much one of the main ones still going about. It's 8 backs. I mean, the 8-pack or 6-pack, whatever he's working on. Very good. People saying the colour seems a bit weird, but he's a warrior. He's a fighter. He fights for love, and that's what we all want. So I'm going to actually move on here and actually say it is a smash, and I feel like is it better than Victor? For the time being. Now we go to the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles, and it's the actual first male-female pairing. It's Igor and Ellie. So problem with this is that they're already an established couple, and I'm fairly certain they have children. So unless they're into a sort of like cuckold, I don't know. Does Igor seem like the bloke who sits in a corner whilst I don't know, Ellie gets rammed by, I don't know, Brutus or whatever the Panthers one is. It's hard to tell. It's not something I'm into. A bit awkward to say the least. It's just vibes not really great. Probably the least of the ones I'm going to say passed for, but yeah. So now we go to the Melbourne Storm, and probably hasn't got the best of originality. His name's actually Storm Man. I mean, what can you say? He's an alright looking man. The picture doesn't work, but what that mouth do, to say the least, and that is something I would like to find out. So that's it's going top. That's going straight into pass. Now we're going to the Newcastle Knights, and I don't think there really is going to be much bias with me because it's a bloody smash or pass NRL mascots. I don't think it's going to be that in depth, but I do know it's called Novo. But yeah, in terms of all the male like mascots, really lacking in the muscle department, but the chin on him though, is that Nathan Cleary? I think that is Nathan Cleary in disguise. So it's hard to say. I think also because he's Knight, and it's also the potential chance that it is Nathan Cleary. It is going to be smashed, but it's probably just in front of Buck the Bronco there. But yeah, let's continue. Now we go to the North Queensland Cowboys, and it's named... Oh, no. Oh, no, I didn't know. It's named Bluey. No. Yeah. I mean, the mascot looks alright, but I mean, like, there's a kids show called Bluey now. Like, that's fucking weird. Maybe it's the dad from Bluey. I don't know, but yeah, nah, not happening. Now we're going into some of the more legendary mascots, actually, in terms of ones that have been around for actually ages, to say at the very least. For the Parramatta Eels, it is actually Sparky. If I could just try to find him, I'm just trying to look at the picture. There's Sparky. Wait, Sparky's married? Sparkles. Oh, they're married, so he's off the market. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll put him in pass because he's happily married, and good on him for that. Now we go into the Penrith Panthers, and it's named Claus. Yeah, that just screams Eshay or lad. Not interested. Probably on pingers. to say the least. So I think it's going to be a very hard pass for me. Now we go to, I think, arguably the most well-known mascot in the NRL would be Reggie, who is the South Sydney Rabbitohs mascot. He looks nice. There's something behind his eyes. I feel like I think within a night he can shift from nice to meet you, Mr. Z, or like ZTANK's father, and then just completely shift about an hours later after a couple of drinks to your daughter calls me daddy now. So I feel like that's the kind of like switched onness you really need in terms of a... Oh, I think it's a hard pass. I think probably... Yeah, I think that's solid part smash. Okay, now we go on to the St. George Dragons. One, I believe it's Scorch, if I remember correctly. I think I had one of his cards back in the day from like 2008. So yeah, Scorch, there he is. Massive overjaw. Massive overjaw. It's like one part, the top half of the jaw easily hanging over. That's not my cup of tea, and I'm gonna put it in pass. Now we go to the Sydney Roosters, and its name's Rocky, and it reminds me of that rooster from Chicken Run. If anyone's watched Chicken Run, really good film. And yeah, I had a crush on definitely got a heart on when I saw Rocky. So yeah, there goes into Smash. Probably just like, yeah, there's like the humans and then there's the animals. Now we got 2 left, so now we're going to go to the New Zealand Warriors mascot. It's called Tiki. Tiki. Tiki is a capable dancer. I don't know. Which one's Tiki? It's him. Yeah, that's, that might be a kind of little Washington Redskins kind of thing, so I'm gonna respectably pass. And finally, we go to the West Tigers. Now, there used to be a guy who used to run it with the team. I actually can't think of his name, but he was a legend. But obviously, after he passed away, they did end up getting an actual mascot. So I'm just trying to find him now, the last one. Where is that West Tigers mascot? It's Timmy the Tiger. That's he has his own man cave. He's got man cave. That's pretty good. It's at least it's not called Tigger, so you avoided the copyright. So yeah, I think Timmy's I think Timmy goes out to the clubs now and then. I feel, stays respectful, goes at home, treats the ladies well. That's what you want. So I'm gonna put him in pass. So there we go. That's the end of the list. Who do you guys have in your smash or pass categories? Let me know in the live chat while this is going on. If I don't know how anyone would watch this, but let's transition straight back to the to our host for the rest of this grand final show. So there you have it, the ever illustrious sexuality of the main person who runs this channel, encapsulated in NRL mascot form. But anyways, we are now going to move on to the discussion surrounding the Dally M's that took place over the last coming days. So in terms of the Rookies of the Year, that was given to Jeremiah Nanai from the North Queensland Cowboys. It was a very obvious choice. He's been levels and levels above all the other rookies in the NRL. It was a very obvious pick. Same as also with the NRLW Rookie of the Year given to Jesse Southwell from the Knights, who's had an absolute brilliant season. I mean, the whole Knights women's team has been brilliant. Hopefully they can secure that premiership on Sunday against Parramatta. Going into the Province Summons Award, it's actually going to Tony Hunt from the women's Brisbane Broncos, who was stayed part of the team after her diagnosis with cancer. I think it's a great strength from her to do that. And it's glad that it's actually being represented for her. And it's also been given to Nico Hines from the men's side, as it was to raise awareness about mental health in light of Paul Green's passing, which was a tragedy that really struck a chord with a lot of people within the NRL community. And it's really great to see from people like Nico Hines, arguably probably the most selfless player in the NRL, to say the least. You can't really say a bad word about him. Captain of the Year for the Dally M in terms of the NRL women is Isabel Kelly from the Sydney Roosters. I mean, the Sydney Roosters were undefeated all through the regular season. It's just top leadership. What can you expect? A bit unfortunate that they did lose to Parramatta in the semi-final, but I mean, a little bit easier for the Knights, but who knows? An NRL Captain of the Year was given to Isaiah Yeo. Couldn't really be anyone else, really. I mean, Isaiah Yeo has been an absolute cornerstone when it comes to the Penrith Panthers this year, like he has been for the last couple of years, so it's not a shocking call, to say the least. Dally M Coach of the Year for the NRLW has been given to John Strange of the Sydney Roosters. A lot of people were saying it was a bit of an interesting call that it should have gone to the Knights women's coach because of obviously they didn't win a game in their first season. Now they're in a grand final, only losing one game. In fairness, it wasn't really just the coach that did that. It's kind of also helped with signing almost the entirety of the Australian women's team. But, well, that's just me. But, yeah, and obviously then you go to the NRL Coach of the Year when it's been given to Dodd Payton. 100% deserving of it. A lot of people, including myself, had no hope in hell for the North Queensland Cowboys this year of doing anything, and he really just improved that team from the ground up. Very, very deserving. Now we go into the Women's Team of the Year. You got Sam Brenner at fullback, winger Tegan Berry and James Chapman. Centers being Isabel Kelly and the centres being Isabel Kelly and Jessica Surgis, 5'8", Taryn Aiken, and halfback Racine McGregor, and the props of the Knights of Kaylin Johnston and Millie Boyle. I mean, Millie Boyle in that last round of I think that was the finals game, actually, when they played the Dragons. Millie Boyle sent one of the Dragons players into the proverbial void. Hooker is Keely Davis from the Dragons. Second row consists of Keely Joseph and Olivia Kernick from the Roosters, and Sima Ima Tafua or Taufa from the Parramatta Eels makes up the lock. Interestingly, how there's only 3 players from the grand final teams, which is a bit interesting to say the least. I feel like, but obviously majority would go to the Roosters because of their unbeaten run in the regular season. And then Parramatta happened. But, yeah, what can you say? Now we go into the men's team of the year. So, fullback, you have James Tedesco, which I'm going to be completely honest, I do not agree with. I honestly think Dylan Edwards was the better fullback consistently throughout the season. Got Joseph Sawali and Alex Johnston at wing. I mean, Alex Johnston obviously was going to be in there, and Joseph Sawali definitely up there, but I think he could make a few cases for other players getting in there. I think maybe Ronaldo Mulatalo up there potentially as well. Centers are Joey Manu and Valentine Holmes. Valentine Holmes 100% deserves to be in the center role, but Joey Manu, I think, has had actually quite an off season, so I'm not really sure about his selection, to be completely honest. I actually did write down a list. I'm trying to figure out where did I it's probably somewhere, but yeah, I don't really agree with Joey Manu being in there. 5'8" 5'8" being Cameron Munster. I think he's had a great year. Halfback Nico Hines. Obviously, there's a result that we're going to find out a little bit later, which is going to shine a light as to why he's there. Obviously, Cleary couldn't be in there because the 6-week, the doohickey, the what? But the props here now, Joseph Tarpany, I 100% agree with. He's actually been the most consistent prop in the NRL. Payne Haas, though, if I had to choose one of them which I would instantly replace, Payne Haas would instantly be it. Like, the amount of players that have actually come really good this year, especially in the forwards, because I know it was a hard selection to pick, but you got like Junior Paulo, Regan Campbell-Gillard, just to name a few, like from Parramatta, but Payne Haas gets it. Like, I honestly feel that is a very, very odd selection. Abasau Curacao at hooker, I mean, that was already going to be locked in. Valami Kikyo and Jeremiah Nana in the second row. Again, very much sealed up. And of course, Isaiah Yeo at lock. That was never going to change. But yeah, so I feel like I agree with about 10 of the players. I think there's 2 you can definitely make changes to. Maybe debatable on Joseph Sawali being at winger, but yeah, it's hard to say. And then we go into the Dally M Player of the Year, and it's Racine McGregor from the Sydney Roosters. I mean, what can you say? She's been absolutely brilliant. It's just the whole Roosters team were just so well. It's just unfortunate that they couldn't make it to the grand final, but obviously leading by example would be her. And finally, Nico Hines winning the Dally M Player of the Year. I'm completely fine with it. I did think Ben Hunt had done enough to secure it, but Nico Hines just showing how consistent Cronulla were throughout the regular season in pulling out these results, and Nico Hines being solely in part of that. It was kind of the obvious choice, but there we go. He gets the points, so that is my review of the Dally M. Now for a little change of pace, we're actually going to be crossing over once again to ZTANK99. Let's see what he has up for grabs. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to officially deciding who is the best rugby league or NRL YouTuber out there with the NRL YouTuber Hunger Games. So basically, I've just taken about 24 YouTubers, put them into 12 districts, and basically see who survives the most. So it's just basically killing everybody to become the one and only YouTuber. So starting out with District 1, we have got BKR Sports and Clarkie's NRL column. Basically the Gold Coast Titans fans, basically. District 2, National Sports Led Entertain House, the Parramatta division. District 3 being the Wiki Wawa, or Wild Wild West district, Nick from Australia and Sam Revel. District 4 is myself and Damien from Newcastle, because, you know, Nova Cashin's got to stick together. District 5 consists of CJ Moxley and Pro Enzo Vids. District 6 got Mr. Luke Sports and Jason David. Yes, he's a TikToker, but I feel like he's going to be a wild card for this event right here. District 7, you've got Alpha and All Out Champer, the West Tigers. Then District 8, you've got Metallic Panther and Kieran's NRL Vlogs, the Panthers fans. District 9, you've got Rugby League History and Just Rugby League, aka District A View from the North. I think that's the name of their podcast, isn't it? Yeah, watch it. District 10, you've got Paddy G and Nathan Moore. District 11, you've got Team SRL with Joey and CT Dingo. And District 12, the Warriors District, Hold the Ball, and Warriors NRL Fanatics. So, it's just a simulation. If people, basically, whoever survives wins. Don't take it seriously, please. So there we go. Kieran's NRL Vlogs grabs a shovel. All Out Champer runs away from the cornucopia. Clark's NRL column runs away from the cornucopia. Entertain Us as well runs away from the cornucopia. Jason David breaks Pro Enzo Vid's nose with a basket of bread. Holy shit. I told you he's going to be an absolute unit in this. Hold the Ball runs away from the cornucopia. So does Paddy G. Metallic Panther takes a sickle from inside of the cornucopia. Joey runs away from the cornucopia. Alf runs away from the cornucopia. I run away from the cornucopia. Damien from Newcastle runs away from the cornucopia. CT Dingo runs away from the cornucopia. BKR Sports runs away from the cornucopia. Nathan Moore runs away from the cornucopia. And Nathan Moore finds a canteen full of water, sorry. Nick Dick's Mr. Luke Sports runs away from the cornucopia. Rugby League History sets off an explosive killing Sam Revel and National Sports Loaded. Whoa. No way. Fucking hell. Rugby League History has started a nightmare. Nick from Australia runs away from the cornucopia. Warriors NRL Fanatic snaps CJ Moxley's neck. Just Rugby League cannot handle the circumstances and game ends himself. You know, fair play, I'd say. Fair play for to Just Rugby League. All Out Champer receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Rugby League History kills Mr. Luke Sports as he tries to run. Rugby League History has killed 3 people within the first day. That is mental. Metallic Panther, Dick from Australia, Joey, Pro Enzo Vids, and Warriors NRL Fanatics hunt for other tributes. That's what? That's 5. They're teaming up. Clarkie's NRL column. Over here is ZTANK99 and Alpha talking in the distance. Hold the Ball stabs CT Dingo in the back with a trident? Fucking hell. Entertain Us tracks down and kills BKR Sport? What the... holy shit. God damn it. Like, whoa. Jason David, Paddy G, and Damien from Newcastle hunt for other tributes. Kieran's NRL Vlogs explores the arena, and Nathan Moore hunts for other tributes. 7 cannon shots are heard. So Sam Revel, National Sports Loaded, CJ Moxley, Just Rugby League, Mr. Luke Sports, CT Dingle, and BKR Sports are all dead. 7 dead out of 24. It's almost a third. Night 1. Jason David and Hold the Ball tell stories about themselves to each other. Rugby League History cooks his food before putting his fire out, after reminiscing about killing 3 fucking people. ZTANK99 and Joey sleep in shifts. Paddy G questions his sanity. Damien from Newcastle quietly hums. Nathan Moore is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Entertainhouse catches Metallic Panther off guard and kills him. What's the deal with all the Parramatta supporters being fucking psychopathic murderers? Pro Enzo looks at the night sky. Kieran's NRL Vlogs receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Nick from Australia thinks about winning. Clarkie's NRL column and Warriors NRL fanatics hold hands. You know, that is actually an interesting power couple, I would say. All Out Champa passes out from exhaustion and Alpha seizes fire but stays hidden. And that ends night 1 as we go into day 2. Warriors NRL fanatics severely injures Joey and leaves him to die. I think he's gone. Paddy G scares All Out Champa off. Pro Enzo Vids questions his sanity. Kieran's NRL Vlogs defeats Damien in Newcastle from a fight, but spares his life. Clarkie's NRL column, ZTANK99, Nick from Australia, Alpha and Nathan Moore hunt for other tributes. Jason David receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. It must be the UFC. Entertain House questions his sanity. Hold the Ball dies from thirst. Oh no. Rugby League History explores the arena. Rugby League History, Pro Enzo Vids, Entertain Us and Clarkie's NRL column tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. All Out Champa begs for Warriors NRL fanatics to kill him. He refuses, keeping him alive. Damien from Newcastle strangles Paddy G with a rope. Jesus Christ. ZTANK99 stays awake all night. Oh, so it's actually, yeah, it's real. Yeah, I do be staying up all night. Nick from Australia kills Alpha with a hatchet. Fuck, no way. Kieran's NRL Vlogs receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Jason David receives more fresh food from an unknown sponsor. And Nathan Moore starts a fire. Now we go into day number 3. Kieran's NRL Vlogs receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. More explosives. Clarkie's NRL column overhears Pro Enzo Vids and Jason David talking in the distance. Nathan Moore explores the arena. Damien from Newcastle chases Entertain House. All Out Champa runs away from Rugby League History. Warriors NRL fanatics injures himself. ZTANK99 falls into a frozen lake and drowns. I mean, yeah, I feel like that would be the case, you know, just not die due to combat. I just fucking just die from my own stupidity. Nick from Australia goes hunting. So, I think I'm the only one who's died in day 3. Oh no, Paddy G and Alpha died last night, yeah. Night number 3. Nick from Australia is awoken by nightmares. Pro Enzo Vids goes to sleep. Jason David thinks about home. Rugby League History, Entertain House, Nathan Moore, Clarkie's NRL column, and Warriors NRL fanatics tracks down and kills Damien from Newcastle. They got rushed by 5 dudes. What the fuck? So that means the Newcastle district can't win now because we're both dead. And All Out Champa lets Kieran's NRL Vlogs into his shelter. Okay, as we move on to day number 4. Entertain House scares Jason David off. Pro Enzo Vid searches for a water source. Kieran's NRL Vlogs unknowingly eats toxic berries. I think he's dead. Damn. Rugby League History is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Clarkie's NRL column steals from All Out Champa while he isn't looking. Nathan Moore defeats Nick from Australia in a fight but spares his life. Warriors NRL fanatics accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. So, there's a few more dead. Arena event. Carnivorous squirrels start attacking the tributes. All Out Champer tries to kill as many squirrels as he can, but there are too many. I think All Out Champ is dead. Jason David and Entertain House survives. Rugby League history uses the squirrels to his advantage, shoving Pro Enzo Vince into him. What? Nathan Moore tries to kill as many squirrels as he can, but there are too many. No, Nathan Moore's dead. Clarkie's NRL column uses the squirrels to his advantage, shoving Nick from Australia into them. So 4 people are dead. So there's only 4 remaining. Wow. Yep, 7 cannons are heard. Yep, that's it. There's only 4 left. Clarkie's NRL column lets rugby league history into his shelter. Entertain House and Jason David talk about the tributes still alive. And now we go into day number 5. The Feast. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies and weapons and memoirs from the tribute's family. Clarkie's NRL column, Jason David and Entertain House do not go. Rugby league history sobs while gripping a photo of his friends and family. Damn, that's become actually quite deep. Not day 5. Clarkie's NRL column forces Entertain House to kill rugby league history or Jason David. He decides to kill rugby league history. It's down to 3. 1 rugby league history. Probably the best. He got like the most kills. Night 5. Entertain House tends to Jason David's wounds. Clarkie NRL's column tends to his wounds. Here we go, the final battle, day 6. Clarkie's NRL column fishes. Entertain House hunts for other tributes, and Jason David discovers a cave. No one's dead, so we're going to go into night 6. Entertain House and Clarkie NRL column tell stories about themselves to each other. Jason David dies of thirst. It's between Entertain House and Clarkie now. Who's gonna win? Entertain House severely slices Clarkie's NRL column with a sword. So that means, if I'm correct thinking, 2 cannon shots I heard, that's it. Entertain House has won the NRL YouTuber Hunger Games. Wow. And we can just have a look here to see how everything went. 5 kills there for Entertain House. Rugby League history also got 5 kills. So out of the 23 kills that would have occurred, 10 of them, almost half, were done. How many did NSL get any kills? No, he didn't. Bloody hell, they ended. All of them ended up getting about 10 kills. The Parramatta fans got 10 kills out of 23. That's kind of nuts. And one of them did end up winning. So there we go. Entertain House is officially the best rugby league YouTuber out there in this space. Now let's go back to the studio. So there you have it. Entertain House officially, by rule of Hunger Games, the best rugby league YouTuber in the 2022 season. Congratulations to him. And now we go into probably the most important and most thought-provoking part of the event, the official Grand Final preview. And here is ZTANK99 with his preview. I think Penrith will win. And that was ZTANK99 with his preview. And finally, before we end tonight, we are going to cross over to ZTANK99 just for a channel review and to see us off. So, well, yeah, that's it. This year's been really good for the channel. We've gained about roughly sort of like 500 subs. We officially finally crossed over the 1,000 sub benchmark around about April, roughly. And yeah, it's been a great season to say the least. Coming into the later parts of the year, we've still got plenty of other things to go through. You got the Rugby League World Cup starting in about 2 weeks' time. You've also got the A-League starting up next week, and I'll be forcing every one of you to like it, whether you like it or not. And we've also got just... what else is there? You've got the A-League, Rugby League World Cup. You also got the FIFA World Cup at the end of the year. So there's plenty of other stuff to distract ourselves. I'll probably make a Rugby League video, centric video, every now and again throughout the off-season. But yeah, so thank you all very much for a great year. And I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow.